2 weeks since the Budgetel Inn was forced to evict hundreds of residents with only 4 hours notice.
And these families are still struggling to find a new home.
We'll bring you team coverage from Local 3's Dallas Payton and Cornelia Nicholson.
We begin with Cornelia, who has more tonight from the families. Cornelia.
David, the families I spoke with say they are devastated, hurt, and even angry. Now they're really just focusing on getting their items that are locked inside this motel and their money back. April Pitts and Tanisa Patrick were living at the Budgetel for 6 months before it was abruptly shut down. They say the night before, security guards told them they were going to be forced to leave the Budgetel, but they just thought it was a rumor.
How are we supposed to know that's true or not? Plus, our rent was paid up. Why would we have to leave?
The next morning, officers came knocking on their door, telling them to pack their things and leave.
We had $14 in our pocket. That was it.
With only 4 hours to pack up all their belongings, they were forced to leave behind unused food and other personal items.
I have clothes, we have like jackets, a bicycle.
Shoes.
After already paying for a week in advance, they say they're now out that money and living temporarily with Pitts' daughter.
We literally had to kick our granddaughter out of her bedroom. She's 7 years old. She was decided to have a bedroom for once, but we really had to kick her out of her bedroom just to have a place to stay.
Robin Spence was also living at the Budgetel with her 4 children.
Well, it wasn't a good situation, but it was what we had,
With inflation skyrocketing, Spence says the motel is all she could afford to keep a roof over her kids' heads. She says the Tuesday before the eviction, her granddaughter told her the motel would be closing. She says that night her key card stopped working for their door.
The security told us, she in fact told us that if we left and locked the door, we was going to have to either break in or just be out.
The next day, she says they had to carry all their furniture and belongings down 3 flights of stairs because the elevators were shut off.
We rode around for about 3 hours, nowhere to go.
Spence says they were thankful enough to get a place at another hotel, but it's been a tough time, not only for her, but also her kids.
One did ask the other day what was going to happen after the 2 weeks, and what did you tell them?
That's a hard question to hear from your
Yeah, especially, when you don't know.
Now, C-Mark Warren is representing both of those families in this case in hopes to get their property returned back to them and their money refunded that they paid for these hotels in advance. Now, the hearing for the Budgetel case is going to be on Monday, December 5th. Live at East Ridge, Cornelia Nicholson, Local 3 News.